Hey guys, welcome to Wrestling Daze and welcome to this NXT preview and predictions video for Wargames. I am so excited for this. So excited. Like, Wargames, the last time they did a Wargames match was like September 4th, 2000. It was on like an episode of WCW Nitro. So like it has been 17 years since we've seen a Wargames match. Now, then it's not technically the same, right? But it's still, it's going to be awesome, right? A lot of you out there won't know what a Wargames match is. So it is 2 rings together, and then all around it is a cage. It's like a cell, really. It's like a cage with a roof all around both rings. There's 3 teams taking part in this one. 3 teams, and each team has 3 people. 1 person from each team is going to be in the ring at the very, very start. And then at the entrance ramp, there are 3 shark cages with the rest of the members of those teams in each shark cage. And then what's going to happen is, I don't know if it's at random, but one of the cages is going to be opened, and then the rest of that team will go down to the Wargames rings. So obviously that means that one of the teams is going to have an advantage. 3 minutes later, the second cage opens, and then that team will go down. And then finally, 3 minutes after that, the third cage opens, and then that team will go down. That's when the match starts. So it's hard to say, isn't it, really? Because do you have the advantage if you're the first out? Because that means you can, you know, get your authority and you can get the upper hand. Or is it better to be the last team that goes out? Because if you're the last team, then you're fresh. And the match only starts when everyone is in the ring. So is it better to be the last team out? Or is it better to be the first team out? Or is it maybe better to be the middle team that comes? I don't know. But that's part of the intrigue. I can't wait to see it just unfold and see what happens. So the 3 teams that are taking part, you've got Sanity, you've got Authors of Pain with Roderick Strong, and you've got the Undisputed Era. So we might as well pick one. This is the main event. This is the big match, as we said. I think it's going to be Undisputed Era that wins this. Sanity are already the tag team champions. They don't need to win this. Authors of Pain and Roderick Strong. Maybe Roderick Strong turns on the Authors of Pain and joins the Undisputed Era. Because you feel like that's going to happen eventually. So maybe that's how the Authors of Pain lose. It's really difficult. Any of the teams could win, but I just think that the Undisputed Era, they're new. They've not been in it that long, a few months now. They could probably do with a big, big victory under their belts. This would be huge. I think they're going to go with the Undisputed Era. But what's so great about this show is that even though that is one of the biggest matches of the year, it is going to be, I mean, quite literally, it's 2 rings. So not only is it like literally the biggest match, but I mean in regards to, we've not seen this type of match for like 20 years. So from that point of view, the intrigue makes it one of the biggest matches. This card is stacked. Like, I can't wait for this show. To kick us off, we've got Cassius Ohno taking on Lars Sullivan. Lars Sullivan is just a wrecking ball. He is just a monster of a man. Like, he would not look out of place going face to face with Brock Lesnar or Braun Strowman. This guy is a monster, and he has been absolutely tearing it up. This really is his first big pay-per-view match, and I think he wins. Even though he's going up against someone of the caliber of Cassius Ohno, someone that's really been there and done it, I think they're all in on Lars Sullivan, and I think that Lars Sullivan's going to pick up the victory. This should be a really good match as well. The match, though, that could just steal the show, Aleister Black versus the Velveteen Dream. Now, the Velveteen Dream, this guy has just come on absolute leaps and bounds. This is one of the best builds for a match that we've seen in a long, long time. A lot of people are really looking forward to this. I mean, the Velveteen Dream's got a very kind of like 90s gold dust feel to him. I mean, like, he's just hell-bent on getting Aleister Black to say his name. And it's like, you just don't see these kind of feuds anymore. But it makes it really interesting. And I can't wait to see, you know, how it all unfolds. I'll be shocked if the Velveteen Dream picks up a victory here. It should be Aleister Black. I mean, Aleister Black is just, he's main roster ready. He doesn't need to be the NXT champion. He doesn't need a title run. He just needs to get called up, destroy the roster. You've got a main eventer right there. You have got a real legit. Maybe I'm pushing it too far, right, when I say this, but I honestly feel that he could be this generation's Undertaker. I've said it. The guy is that awesome. He is so cool. He's got epic entrance. The way that he carries himself, you know, the striking is so legitimate. And you know, I mean, like, he's a man of very few words. You know, he's just got that kind of goth, otherworldly feel to him. If he's booked right, could be huge. I mean, yes, you know, I did feel that way about Bray Wyatt, and I do think that Bray Wyatt could have been that character, but they've just buried him at every single opportunity. I know he held the title this year, but really short of that. Come on. They haven't given Bray Wyatt much at all. And in fact, only recently, it looked like they were going to make him dress up as a woman. So, you know what I'm saying? It's like, give Bray a break. But if they book Aleister Black right, could be huge. Why can't Aleister Black have a WrestleMania streak? Of course he could. Of course he could. I'm all in. I'm sure you're getting that vibe, but I am all in on Aleister Black. Next, we got the title match, and that is Drew McIntyre, the NXT champion, taking on Andrade Cien Almas. Now, I love Andrade, you know, again, legitimate, former IWGP Intercontinental Champion, and he's come on leaps and bounds. This should be a good match. I think Drew McIntyre is going to retain. I don't see any reason to take that title off Drew at this stage. If anything, Drew, I think, would be lost without the title. I think the title is really helping Drew McIntyre. You know, it's making him feel important, and that's what the title should do. So I hope that he can get a big victory, good victory, great match. That's what we need to see from Drew McIntyre. And really, that's what we need to see from Andrade. You know, they need to pull this out the bag. Both of them need to deliver a match of the night contender. It's going to be tough for them to follow Aleister Black versus the Velveteen Dream. But one final match could just steal the year. Asuka was undefeated when she left NXT. No one could beat her. And when she left NXT, she gave up that title. She forfeited it. No one could beat her for it. Well, now there's 4 women that are going to compete for that vacant title. You have got Peyton Royce taking on Kairi Sane, taking on Nikki Cross, taking on Ember Moon. And it is anyone's. Literally, it is anyone's. I could see anyone winning this. But I'm going to go with Peyton Royce. And the reason that I'm going to go with Peyton Royce is because I just think that it will set up future pay-per-views. Like, Ember Moon is going to win that title at some point. It doesn't have to be now. Why can't you do Ember Moon versus Peyton Royce at the next Takeover and give it to Ember Moon there? You know, that just, it sorts a future pay-per-view out for you. So I would go that way. Nikki Cross doesn't need it because she's Insanity. Kairi Sane's only been in NXT for 5 seconds, so she doesn't need it. You know, they can still keep Kairi Sane looking strong, because she doesn't have to be the one that gets pinned. I think that, you know, I think Peyton Royce could get the pin on Ember Moon, thanks to outside interference from Billie Kay. That is then going to set up Peyton Royce versus Ember Moon one-on-one at the next Takeover, and that sorts that out. And you know, there could even be a little sub-story where it's Nikki Cross against Kairi Sane, you know, on an episode of NXT or something. But I just think it makes more sense to put that title on Peyton Royce. Plus, just think of the push that would give them to. You know, you could have Billie Kay coming out claiming that she's, you know, the women's champion as well, because, like, how close those two are. So I think that makes perfect sense. Either way, whatever happens, this is going to be a fantastic show. So if you're going down to the Toyota Center in Houston, have a great time. It is Saturday night, you know, we're literally not that long away now. I'm really looking forward to this show. I always like it, actually, when they do takeovers, not a Full Sail, and they take it to, like, a different venue, because it just feels extra special. Feels like a bigger deal. So, yeah, and this feels like a massive deal. Also, some of the matches getting taped, or one of the matches being taped, is Pete Dunne versus Johnny Gargano for that UK Championship. That will be shown on next week's NXT. It won't make a pre-show, or it won't make the Takeover show. But, of course, I'm going with Pete Dunne. I think Pete Dunne should win, because I don't want to see that UK Championship getting passed around. So I want to keep it on Pete Dunne. So, but that should be an absolutely fantastic match as well. So, man, we are getting spoiled from NXT at the moment. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a like, hit the subscribe, all of that good stuff. And join me for reaction videos and all that good stuff this weekend. It's going to be absolutely incredible. Thanks a lot for watching, and hopefully I'll see you again next time. Bye for now.